time in a profession. Everybody he's basically working with is first time in a profession, and of everyone in his team that have success, it's the first time they have success if they've been in the profession before. So everything is here built from scratch. And then, you know, you've got different kind of like what I call rules in the profession of it's sometimes easier to build in a big city if you're from a big city. Like in Norway, we know that if you come from one of those small cities in Norway, which have like 1,500 people living there, you speak a different dialect in Norway, and then you come to Oslo, which is our capital, and you try to launch the business in the capital, it's near to impossible. I've never seen that succeed. However, if you're from Oslo, you go to the small city, you could very often be successful. And then, of course, if you spend enough years, you become professional and you can build everywhere. But as a brand new person, that's typically the case. And here we've got this Austrian person that comes from a 2,500 people village that hit ambassador in 2 years, only building online and having 98% of his team in cities across Germany. I mean, that's as common as a two-headed donkey. It's not common at all. That is like an incredible achievement. Now, he's gotten a lot of help from the people in his upline, educating him, training him, and so on. But he's a teacher by profession, so he's also got that ability to take in a lot of information, digest it, and then train into his team in maybe an even better way than we could give it to him. So sometimes I sit back and I watch what he is doing. And I had this experience on director team, and I thought, that is very similar to what I put down in my book like 20 years ago, but he's putting it out in a much better way than I was able to do it myself. So that's the benefit of being a teacher. So I will enjoy this session, and enough bragging about you. You get too much brag from me today, Michael. So it's too much bragging. So I'm going to just let him tell a little bit about his story on the journey to ambassador.
Wow, thank you very much, Ørjan, Hilde, Dag, everybody here on the call. Thanks for the recognition and the kind words. It really means the world to me. And most importantly, the first thing first, I have 3 brand new directors on this call right now. So Sascha Hien in Germany, Marisa Market, the Dominican Republic, and Bula Pazia, also new director. And 6 months ago, they had a full-time job. They were grinding like crazy, building this business next to their jobs. And now they are free. They are directors and they're living the dream. And I'm so proud of them. So that's the most important thing. And for me, it was... yeah, like Ørjan said, it was quite a tough start because now it's easy to say, he's a teacher. It's easy for him. But if you're a teacher, I don't know if there are other teachers at the call, the teacher have a big problem. They know everything better. So when you start network marketing and you know everything better, for sure, you will not reach anything. And that was happened to me after 6 months. So I really had to change, and I had to learn the skills, and I had to get professional. And that's what I did, and that we duplicated, and then we got fireworks.
And you said something very important here at the Leadership Council. You told people the #1 reason why you become a top leader. What was that again?
I think there are a few reasons, but one of the most important is that I started to work professional, and a professional knows his numbers. So I started to track my numbers. And everybody said, network marketing is not working for me. I'm living in Greece, I'm living in Turkey, I'm living there. For sure, some markets are more difficult, but show me your numbers and I can show you exactly why you're not succeeding. And that's what I did the first 6 months.
And then some people do their numbers, but they lack the magic ingredients of excitement, because that's what you said. You got to be excited, and then you got to know your numbers, correct?
Yeah. But the number is the hot button for excitement. Like I said, because if you know your number, and for example, you know you have to do 5 presentations to get a partner, and you want 3 partners, you know exactly, all right, I have the button in my hand. I increase the number. And the nice stuff is, if you want to learn a new skill, for example, juggling, and you have 5 hours to learn it, and you train every week 1 hour, after 5 weeks, you will not be able to juggle. But if you put these 5 hours in 2 days, for sure, you are able to juggle. And that's what we are doing in months like 200% ECB, when it's as important as oxygen, like one wise man once said. And then we increase the number. If you do that, automatically you increase your percentage, your skill. If you increase these two things, then the third thing is coming, and that's our results. And if you have results, automatically, especially if you ranks like platinum, executive, golds in your team, they start believing. And if they believe, because at the beginning, nobody's believing. They say, oh, no, why me? Network marketing and stuff like that. But if results are coming, they start believing. If you believe, excitement is kicking in. And if you have excitement, it's the easiest thing to duplicate. So
it sounds like this is easy for you. That's what some people, criticals that have been around in Zinzino for as long as me, and their directors, they'd say, this sounds easy. So take me back to when you relaunched in 2 years ago, when you'd burned through your hot list and you decided to work on Instagram. How many people did you reach out to before you sponsored your first person?
Oh my gosh, I was a failure. That was crazy, because I thought, okay, that's a cool thing. I saw these ranks and I said, oh, wow, look at these ranks. I sent them a 50-minute video, and for sure they're going to join. I sent it to Paul, to Peter, to Catherine, and to Ida, and they join. I have 4 partners. Exactly. I helped them to get silver. Then I'm executive. Then I help them to get executive. Then I'm diamond in the 3rd month. I have no clue why they are all so slow. So that was my kind of thinking, not making a list, doing like that, and sending videos to about 400 people. And nobody joined. Everybody told me, hey, you're crazy. Hey, come on, you live in a 2,500 people village. You are ruining your name. What are you doing? It's a pyramid scheme. The tests are faked and all that kind of stuff. So I had no more list. And then I tried to do it with the cold market, because I really wanted to do it, because I had some serious problems. And but I was like a failure. My first presentations, my first partners, ask Sasha, for example, was like, okay, my name is Michael Stüttler, omega-3 is so important, and the next 50 minutes we talk in this monologue. And that was my first presentation. So my first follow-ups were like, Sasha did the work, he did the presentations, and then he took the upline, me, to the follow-ups, and I was there, and I had no skills, and I was not asking questions, I was just speaking, and he had some obstacles or some objections. I said he is wrong, and everybody just wanted to leave this Zoom call. Nobody joined until Sasha told me, hey, Mike, bro, I love you, but I'm never ever going to do a follow-up with you again, because you're so bad. And that was for me like the point when I said, hey, all right, I have to change right now. And I have to learn these skills, and it's 6 skills. And if you put in every day, like reading 10 pages of a book, you read 1 book per month. You have 12 books in 1 year. Most people are not doing it. So you have the knowledge of 12 books, turning that into action, educating that stuff, your team, and then you have fireworks.
So your 6 skills that you're educating, what's the 6 skills?
The first one is for sure making contacts and the list. And there are 3 kind of people are doing the list, like the amateurs, from Eric Worre, the amateurs like me, like I was. No, I have this 4 people, and these 4 people are going to bring me to Black Crown. But these are the amateurs, will not work. Second one are the posers. The posers, they write exactly 100 names on their list, and they call just half of them. And when the list is gone, if nobody joined, they say, all right, I tried. Network marketing is not working. I tried. Those are the posers. That was my second phase. And then the third one are the pros. And the pros, they have an active candidate list. So they put every day 2, new contacts on the list. And that's what we are doing. It doesn't matter if it's Instagram, it's in the groceries, it's in the movies, it's at the seminar, wherever, but I try to make some contacts. And it's not about talking about making money or Zinzino or why there are polyphenols in the balance oil. It's just, okay, all right, give me your Instagram, give me your phone, and maybe we can help each other one day. And so that's like the first skill, to make contacts and to expand your comfort zone. The second one is to learn the skill to invite them. You have to invite them to watch a video, to a presentation, to an offline meeting or whatever. And you have to use the right words, but it's not difficult. You just have to train it. And if you do the right invitations and they know what's in it for me, because it's not about you, it's about them, and then they will attend at the presentation. And then you learn the third skill. You learn to do a cool presentation, an awesome presentation, a presentation where you don't explain exactly how many percent are the polyphenols and how many credits and partner points or customer points you need for Smart Bras. They are not interested in that. They are interested to making their dream journey to Thailand, to Bangkok, and then go to Koh Samui, lying in the hammock, sipping a pina colada and needing 4,000 euro for that. And you show them a plan how they get to Koh Samui in the hammock with the 4,000 euros. Then they are interested to watch your presentation, especially if you use stories where people did that before in the same situation. If she's a mom, I tell stories of moms. If there's a personal trainer, I tell stories of personal trainer. If it's a teacher, I tell him for sure stories for teachers. And then after the presentation, I invite him to a follow-up. That's the fourth skill. So we always go from meeting to meeting to meeting, and the fourth is the follow-up. And at the follow-up, we use a magic thing. It's called the power of the third person. So I invite someone from my upline, someone from maybe if it's useful, someone from the downline. Sasha had to use the downline because his upline was a failure. So it depends always. And then we have the call like with three of us, and we exchange. We look, okay, maybe if you are a good fit, we could really lock arms. And if you're really willing, teachable, and hungry, we can use your first 3 hours to make this list, invite the 10 best, the 10 easiest for business launches. And then we show them plan. All right, we need that kind of stuff for this level. And then we go ahead. And that's kind of like the fifth skill, the closing questions. And everybody's afraid of that. Just on Saturday, we had a topic about that with Trina and the American team. And we said, okay, closing is like a game. At the beginning, you're scared of it. But afterwards, like, it's the most funny thing, because you see if you increase your skills and you get better, it's fun. It's really fun, and you can play, and you know that you are the prize for them. They have the privilege to work with you because you can take a normal people's person or life, and in the next 6 to 12 months, you can transform this life. When he goes full time here, before he was a police officer, now he's full-time helping people living his dream life, and you have that magic tool in your hand called Zinzino. So you are the prize for them and not around that. You're not a beggar or needy or something like that. And then the sixth skill is the onboarding. So you have to take them and ask them, all right, do you want to work one-on-one with me, or do you want to go in the group coaching? For sure, they want to work one-on-one with you because they are hyped, they are in the closing process, and they want to reach something. So they want more contact with you. And he said, all right, if you want the one-on-one coaching, you have to bring 3 things. You have to be teachable. You have to do the task I give you every week. You have to be hungry, and you have to put in the work. If you don't bring these 3 things, you're going into the group coaching. What do you prefer? And then most likely they prefer the one-on-one. And then they know, all right, the first 3 hours we make the list, and they have to bring the task to get their prize. The prize is working with me, showing them the business, and breaking out.
So that was the 6 skills. But I guess when you contacted 450 people on Insta to sign up one, you couldn't teach the 6 skills like you can teach them today.
No, No.
And that's the background story I want people to know, is that he burned out of his warm market list, got into a lot of financial stress, made a decision, I will build Zinzino anyways, needed new people to talk to, and then contacted 450 people through Instagram to sponsor his first person. That's called hunger. And then during that process, I think we developed a lot of ability. So he was hungry and was willing to develop the ability. And now when he's got the ability, his statistics is a little bit better. There's about 87 reach out to get one person sponsored, which means that he talks to about 40 people to get about 6 free meetings, to get about 5-6 meetings, to sign up a couple of people. That's kind of the statistical thing, which he can come back and teach another time, but time is flying so fast. And I just want to ask some specific questions about the month of May. How many meetings were you personally in the month of May? Here is the magic, by the way, for everyone. This is the magic sauce for everyone, but get these statistics here. How many meetings in the month of May?
And I tracked because Ørjan asked me to share the numbers. So I was in, what do you think, guys? Put it right in the chat. How many meetings? In 31 days. But I worked 27 days. 200, okay. 150.
Jamie is at 300, 150, 120, 30.
250, yeah.
Okay. 200.
Coming, whoa, Damian, coming close. 10 away. It was, yeah, Peter knows, it was 324. I was in 324 meetings or calls. And 60 of them were like training calls, team calls, platinum calls, executive schools, onboarding calls, like education calls. And 264 were IPAs, means income producing activities, the 6 I told you before. And so it sounds a lot, but it's like 10 a day. And it's maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, especially if you just come to the follow-up, tell my story and close it, for example. So it's like 15 minutes. So it's 10 income producing activities a day in a run. In a normal month, guys, I also have a normal life, but in a run month, we can increase this number. And if you do that, you have fireworks, because then from this 264, exactly 64 of them were closings where I closed and put in the UBK. So it's like 2 a day, and not personal, but in the team. So you increase this number. And if you do that, you have ranks in your team, you have belief rising in your team, you have excitement in your team. And the best thing is you have a team. I think everybody's telling that, but in my case, it's really like that. You have the best team in the world, because like the last 3 days were crazy. I was missing at the 28th, I was missing 1/3 of the credits. So I had like 28 days to do 2/3, and I had 3 days to do the other third. And it's like a normal person would say it's impossible. It's not possible. So, but everybody texted me, sent me a screenshot. How much is missing? Where do you need it? On which leg? How much more? How many more? They already made their ranks, but they fight it till the end, until 24. The next day, they were just, they really wanted that I succeed. And that's, why are you doing that? Are you crazy? Because they wanted to give back. And I cannot put in words how much I appreciate that. And everybody who is hearing that from my team, I love you from the bottom of my heart.
And 3 out of those 64 were personal, or was that in addition, 3 additional, so 67 closings?
No, it's included, 64.
It's included. Okay, yeah. 61 plus 3. Yeah, just making that sure. That's just unbelievable, you know. But what do you think would happen with your business if you copied that? That's why I said there is a big secret here, and the secret is 324 meetings in 30 days. What would happen to your business if you decided to go full out for 1 month and then really rank advance, really go all in? What would happen to the business? Now, of course, Some of you would say, I don't have the time to do that. But anyways, what if you just doubled from where you were? Or where if you got to 200 or 225? Or if everyone that is working full-time got to the 3 a day that I've been speaking about all of these years, plus the 2 customers, plus the organizing meeting, which is 6 a day, which is an 8-hour day. Of course, with 11 a day, you're on a bit more than 8-hour days, especially since you saved so much of it to the last 6 days out of the month. If you had been more aggressive in the beginning of the month, maybe it would have been a little bit easier at the end of the month. But we always have that happening to us when we rank events. So I just think this is incredible. I will for sure have Michael come back and do a full teaching about how he is working with his system, doing all of the meetings, because I think that some of you will get some value from that as well. All of the 324 meetings was online, if he forgot to mention that. So he did not leave his computer or his iPhone to be able to do the meetings, which makes it even a little bit more likely to do the number of meetings when you do them online. However, I know a lady here in this Zoom call. I know her really well. And it's my wife, Hilda. And I can remember when we were back building with, this was the free area kids when it comes to the number of meetings. And it was not uncommon for Hilda and myself to have 8 presentations per day. So I'd go to a place at about 9 o'clock in the morning. He'd go to the same place or another place, 9 o'clock in the morning. We'd have 3 meetings before lunch. Then we'd have a lunch meeting. Then we'd had a couple of meetings after lunch. Then we'd have a afternoon snack. Then have a couple of meetings after that. Have a home meeting, and then a couple of presentations after that. And then we were done with our day, and it was 8, 9, or 10 meetings, especially in the rank advancement months. So that's going full out when you have a campaign. It's increasing the meetings like Michael have been speaking about. I'm going to rapidly switch to my next subject. Thank you, Michael.